Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Professor Bevu. Let us check whether all have joined and put them on co-host.
अभी बलराम पांडे सर ज्वाइन नहीं किए।
अच्छा, just see who all have joined.
अस्मिता, गुड मॉर्निंग।
Good morning, sir. Good morning, ma'am.
दुर्गा जी, गुड मॉर्निंग।
Good morning, sir.
Good morning,
Good
everyone.
morning. Good morning, sir. Good morning, madam.
Good morning. Good morning.
We'll just wait for some time so that our panelists join, and then we'll start. Yeah. I think the Lochan sir has joined.
Joined?
I can see the name. तो वीर प्रकाश सर ने तो नहीं ज्वाइन किया। प्रोफेसर वीर प्रकाश सर तो नहीं दिख रहे। एंड व्हाट अबाउट बलराम पानी सर? उनका भी नाम नहीं दिख रहा अभी।
लिंक तो भेज दिया था मैंने।
हाँ नहीं, लिंक तो मैंने भी कर दिया था। एक बार कॉल कर लो पीपू, रिमाइंड मैं इतने। गुड मॉर्निंग त्रिलोचन सर जी। आप अपना वीडियो ऑन करेंगे तो हम आपको
सीधा करना, मेरा वीडियो आ रहा
हाँ
है।
जी, आप
नहीं आया, ऐसे कर देना ऊंचा। आगे किताब दे। नहीं आया, बुक से निकाल।
नमस्ते सर और वेलकम प्लीज सदा त्रिलोचन सर।
आवाज आ रही?
हाँ जी सर, आवाज भी आ रही है और वीडियो भी आ रही है।
ठीक है,
हाँ जी, बिल्कुल परफेक्ट।
बाकी आगे
बस सर वही देख ही रहे हैं। आई थिंक 1-2 मिनट में सारे ज्वाइन कर लेंगे। श्रुतिका, अंकित, please make Professor Gurmohinder Singh also co-host. Sir has joined.
गुड मॉर्निंग सर।
Good morning, sir, and welcome, please.
Good morning. Good morning, जी, क्या हाल है?
गुड मॉर्निंग, गुड मॉर्निंग।
सर सदा त्रिलोचन सिंह सर ने ज्वाइन कर लिया है तो ही
हाँ।
हाँ जी।
सत श्री अकाल सर।
हाँ, सत श्री अकाल जी। थैंक यू, थैंक यू।
कल अच्छा रहा ऐसे बहुत सर।
हाँ जी, नमस्कार जी, नमस्कार सबको, नमस्कार।
नमस्कार।
बलराम जी
good
आ
morning,
गए।
good morning,
नमस्कार
sir,
जी,
and
नमस्कार सर। नमस्कार।
सत श्री अकाल जी।
नमस्कार सर।
Namaskar,
हाँ,
sir.
तो स्टार्ट कर दो।
हाँ
हाँ जी,
हाँ
हाँ
जी
जी।
सर, मैं स्टार्ट कर देती हूँ।
मैडम स्टार्ट कीजिए मैम।
हाँ जी। और उनको देखते रहना प्रोफेसर वेद प्रकाश सर को, सो प्लीज मेक हिम co-host
हाँ।
joins, है ना? Yeah. So let me begin the proceedings. So, good morning, each and everyone, and I, Vimal Rao, welcome each one of you on behalf of UGC Malve Teacher Training Center, that is GAD-MMTTC, and we were earlier popularly known as Guru Angad Dev Teaching Learning Center. From STTB Khalsa College, University of Delhi, we are beginning this online refresher course on tools and techniques in teaching and learning and research methodology, a multidisciplinary refresher course. Starting from 16th October, that is today, it will be continuing till 29th October 2024. UGC Malve Mission Teacher Training Center or Guru Angad Dev Malve Mission Teacher Training Center is a center of UGC and Ministry of Education situated at my own premier institution, Shri Guru Tegh Bahadur Khalsa College, a constituent college of University of Delhi. So I welcome on behalf of my esteemed institution as well as university. And as we proceed further, we seek blessings from not only Shri Guru Tegh Bahadur Khalsa, Guru Tegh Bahadur ji, but as well as Guru Angad Dev ji, who is the second of the 10 Sikh Gurus in whose name this center is taking his blessings and working for the cause of teachers to enhance their capacity in the changing time when the 21st century needs are there. At the central level, the scheme has been named in the honor of Bharat Ratna Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya ji. So remembering him also, who has worked so much for the education, and especially the Banaras Hindu University was established by him. And this new program, which is Malviya Mission Teacher Training Program, and this has been launched in the leadership of our Prime Minister, Shri Modi ji. So remembering all these stalwarts, we welcome each one of you with a virtual bouquet of flower. My welcome goes to the chief guest of the inaugural event, Professor Balram Pani sir, Dean of Colleges, University of Delhi, and Principal, Bhaskaracharya College of Applied Sciences, University of Delhi. Our esteemed speaker and mentor for this center will also be delivering the keynote, Professor Ved Prakash sir. Can I request please mute those who are
Already it's co-host, sir, ma'am.
Yeah. So I also welcome Professor Ved Prakash sir in this inaugural event, as well as who will be delivering the keynote address. I also welcome our principal, my colleague, Professor Bibu, and the entire team. And before that, I'll also like to mention all the participants who are part of this refresher course. And on the core team of GAD-MMTTC, it's my privilege and honor to be welcoming Padma Bhushan Sardar Talochan Singh sir, who is the chairman, governing body, SCTB Khalsa College. And sir, we are so blessed to have your blessings in all the programs and the initiatives we have taken from more than a decade at these centers. So welcome, sir. Welcome to Professor Ved Prakash, sir. Also, I'd like to pay gratitude to Professor A.K. Bakshi, sir, who is traveling today, but he will be joining for the sessions in this program. And my thanks to Professor Jaswinder Singh, who is the former principal SGTB Khalsa College, for taking these centers to where they are. And I also welcome our new dynamic leader, Professor Gurmohinder Singh, Principal SGTB Khalsa College, for providing us the support where we can take these centers to the greater heights. Welcome, sir. My welcome to also Professor Bibu Prasad Sahu, who is the Head Department of Business Economics and Professor of Commerce at SGTB Khalsa College, and his entire team. As we proceed further, I will request everyone to let us seek the blessings of the God as we proceed further. Our center has state-of-art facilities in terms of providing the teachers, whether it is the integration of the newer pedagogies in their teaching learning, or it is around the tools which they require, or the pedagogies, and also the subject-specific requirements. As a team, we got this center because we worked for e-PG Pathshala project, where we also instituted the Center for E-Learning and our own studio and the technical team, and completed this e-PG Pathshala project for 6 subjects by developing 89 courses and 42 MOOCs under this project. And till date, we have made more than 50 MOOCs for the SWAYAM platform. More than 2,000 teachers across the country are also developing the Teachers E-Kit as open educational resource. And the center GAD-TLC was started in 2016. It was inaugurated by the then HRD Minister Smriti Irani ji. And we were conducting face-to-face programs from 2016 to 2020. But since 1st April 2020, now we are online. And I am happy to share that we are touching 1 lakh teachers in the training. We also have conducted ARPIT programs, which is the online refresher course for chemistry teachers. And I'm happy to share the content prepared in this program was rated amongst the best, not only in terms of the quality, but even in terms of enrollments and all 42 subjects across the country. Our subject secured the first position. Because of this massive work, which is not possible without the entire team. And I'm thankful to all the PIs, co-PIs, the contributors, authors, reviewers in so many programs and the publications we have done in the digital space, is that because of this massive work at the national level from more than a decade, GAD-TLC was selected as one of the 45 PMMT centers and awarded this newly named Malware Mission Center. And we have the main aim to conduct NEP trainings for 15 lakh higher education teachers. Let me also tell you that all the existing UGC HRDCs are also now renamed as Malware Mission Teacher Training Center, and the selected ones out of 99 centers, 45 are selected. So till date, there are 116 such centers, and I'm happy to share that we are the leading one in these 116 centers, where 14 centers were identified, and they were given additional grant for taking these programs further. Now, if you look at the new phase is aiming to improve the quality of teaching at all levels and in all domains, to focus on equity and inclusion in higher education and promote the online and digital education, ensure the equitable use of technology, promote Indian language and culture, develop basic infrastructure facilities, create awareness about gender sensitization, include vocational education in the curriculum, develop leadership and management skills, create a pool of mentors and pedagogic experts, and promote research and multidisciplinary education. So the vision of this new phase of training at the national level is to build competencies in the faculty for better teaching, learning, and research by exposing them to Indian values, updating knowledge and skills, and aligning teaching, learning, and research with the needs of society and NEP 2020. I think this says it all, where how as teachers we have to be preparing ourselves for the coming challenges, whether they are in terms of providing holistic education to the student, not only the subject specific, but making them a good, competent professional, as well as good Indian citizen and a good human being. So we will be having our roles actually going exponentially more in terms of not only providing the students with the information, but how the activities around this can be gauged. So this is how, when we look for this very particular program, it will be focusing on both the teaching learning as well as the research component. And before I go further details, I will request our worthy principal, Professor Gurmohinder Singh, to be giving the welcome address. And let me very briefly introduce him to you. Professor Bibu, you were calling. Is there some change in the schedule?
सर थोड़ा जाएंगे, बलराम पानी सर जाएंगे आप थोड़ा सा।
अच्छा, तो
हाँ,
मैं
फास्ट। हाँ,
सर
please।
को रिक्वेस्ट कर लूं?
हाँ,
हाँ
प्लीज
आप
प्लीज।
बलराम पानी जी को करा दो पहले, कोई
हाँ
प्रॉब्लम
हाँ जी,
नहीं
हाँ जी, सर,
उनका
ठीक।
प्रायर मीटिंग है।
राइट,
ओके ओके
थैंक यू।
And I just,
So-
I request them. First, I request them just to give the first chance, then it will be better.
Yes, sir, yes.
Because I'll be moving
हाँ,
somewhere
sir,
else.
please, we will
प्लीज
do
सर
that.
प्लीज
Yeah. So, I again welcome on behalf of Professor Gurminder Singh and Siddharth Lochan Singh sir also. We will be now requesting Professor Balram Pani, who again needs no introduction. He is the Dean of Colleges, University of Delhi. And let me very briefly apprise all of you that he is a specialist in environmental science after doing MPhil PhD in this field. And he has been working in various projects and got the most promising innovation award also. He has various research publications in national as well as international journals, with many projects focusing on the environmental part, and life member of various academic society. But most important contribution, which I think the entire Delhi University fraternity will remember you, sir, forever, is that working for the cause of teachers to open their appointments and the promotion.
Promotion.
I think जो ठहरी हुई university थी, you have been instrumental along with other team
Okay,
members.
thank you,
to
ma'am.
take it.
Thank you, ma'am.
So
Thank
please
you.
welcome for your inaugural address in the event.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Professor Bimal. And sabko namaskar. And again, good morning to you all. Mr. Trilochan Singh ji, the governing body chairperson, and Professor Gurmeet Singh, Gurmohinder Singh ji, the principal of this college, and the former principal of this college, Professor Jasinder Singh ji, and Professor Ved Prakash ji, and other delegates and guests and participants, and my dear friends. The FDB program means whenever it is done by the Khalsa College, particularly means it is means they come with very special courses. Means which is very you can say very helpful to the researchers, participants, and professors and the students whosoever is attending. They will be benefited out of that. Means that thus more frequently they are doing all these things. So that is very much beneficial to our university faculties, otherwise as well as the other faculties from the different universities and all over India. So this is the good thing, because nowhere else means right now in the so frequently you will get all these answers. So this is the best opportunity part of the Khalsa College. They are arranging, means how they are meticulous in the arranging such type of FDB programs, which is very necessary. Because right now, if in Delhi University will go for the Delhi University, means there are many promotions are going on, because these are the very important component of our research programs. So therefore, such type of FDB program means the what way manner the college is arranging all these things. This is very beautiful, and they are also arranging. Means they are also taking care of all the resource persons from the different parts of India, and always they arrange the resource persons accordingly to your subjects. So therefore, whenever you listen all the lectures in the 2 weeks program, and whenever you will complete all these things, you will be find it out that how useful it is. So you have done all these things and you have invited me. I'm very much thankful to you all. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, sir, for your best wishes for all the participants. I'm sure they will be having a great learning experience, and all that is not possible because But due to the presence of many stalwarts like Professor Ved Prakash sir, Professor Bakshi sir, and many other resource persons who will be helping us in these taking these sessions and guiding our younger colleagues. So thank you for your best wishes, sir. And now I will be requesting our worthy principal, Professor Gurmohinder Singh sir, to give the welcome address. And let me very briefly introduce him to all of you. He is currently principal at our esteemed institution, SGTB Khalsa College. But prior to that, he was principal at Sri Guru Nanak Dev Khalsa College, another premier institution of Delhi University. And he otherwise is a professor in Department of Punjabi. And along with the Punjabi, where he language, he has various research guidance in Skitty, and also he has done a vast publication. He has many years of research experience, and he has been uh, very actively involved in the administrative experience in various Delhi University committees as well as other committees at state and national level, and also how the National Education Policy Implementation Committee from 2020 till date he has been member at Delhi University. So along with all these academic ground, I happen to see his Facebook page that he is also working for the environmental cause. So that is something unique, and with various activities in his earlier institution also, he is coming. And let me add that within a month of his joining, we can see so much change happening. When we talk about the environment, looking on his face page, this last 2-3 days, I can really see the transformation or the old junk which was lying. He has started cleaning that. And so it really shows how much concerned he is about these activities. And we are surely looking forward to your welcome address, sir. So over to you, please.
Thank you, Vimal ma'am. Thank you. So, first of all, I would like to welcome our worthy chairman, sir, respected chairman Siddhartha Lochan Singh ji, Padam Bhushan. He is guiding force behind us. And today's chief guest, Professor Balram Pani ji, Dean of College Delhi University ji, and Professor Ved Prakash ji, uh, and Program Director Vimal Raj ji, and Vibhu Sahu ji, our bursar. So I will not take much of your time, but still I want to say something. So today I would like to talk about the three pillars of academic excellence, that is teaching, learning, and research methodology. So teaching is not just about imparting knowledge; it is about inspiring and mentoring. It is about creating an environment that fosters curiosity and creativity. A good teacher is one who not only teaches but also learns from their students. So, learning, on the other hand, is a lifelong process. It is about embracing new ideas, questioning assumptions, and seeking knowledge. It is about being open minded, curious, and passionate about growth. So third component is research methodology. It is the backbone of the academic inquiry. It is about asking questions, seeking answers, and testing hypotheses. It is about being systematic, rigorous, and ethical in our pursuit of knowledge. But here the thing is, these three pillars are not separate entities. They are interconnected. Good teaching leads to good learning, which leads to good research, and good research informs good teaching, which leads to good learning. So let's embrace these three pillars with passion, with purpose, and with a commitment to excellence. Let, let's inspire each other to be better teachers, learners, and researchers. Thank you so much. Thank
Thank
you,
you so
Vimal
much,
ma'am.
sir, for
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
these very nice opening remarks. I think you have set the pace because all these go hand in hand. And that is what we are going to do in these 2 weeks. We will be not only our resource persons will be sharing their expertise with you, but we will also be learning in the process. So it's going to be a co-learning experience, although virtually, but and that's how we have designed this program. We will be covering on quality higher education in India for 21st century learning needs, empowering teachers for outcome-based education, artificial intelligence and future of education and research, ICT empowered learner-centric pedagogies, including flipped classroom model, ICT tools for teaching, learning, and research, development of videos for the blended learning, digital transformation in higher education and its future, AI tools for teaching and research, research process and plagiarism, data analysis using SPSS, structure equation model and logistic regression, aspects and selection criteria in research, database and publication conferences. So, as you rightly mentioned, the two important parts, if you look at higher education, how it is different from school education, is that in higher education, we not only disseminate knowledge, but we also create the knowledge in the form of research. So in this unique program, we will be sharing that how both of these can be taken together. And in higher education, our responsibility is not only to disseminate the existing knowledge through the teaching learning processes, but also to create. So that is what will be the focus. And now I will be requesting another stalwart who is again such a visionary leader, and in entire country he is known for his wisdom. We have our own Padma Bhushan Sardar Talochan Singh sir, who is the chairman of governing body SCTB Khalsa College, and more than a decade, sir's blessing our college is having, and especially our team is blessed, sir, to have your blessings in our center, and we are continuing the way. And uniquely, I think all this was not possible had it not been your support, because the type of work that we are doing at national level, many universities also perhaps do not, we are not able to continue, and that continuation is lacking the leadership like we are blessed to have. So let me briefly introduce sir to this August gathering. That Padma Bhushan Sardar Talochan Singh sir is also the former Member of Parliament of India representing Haryana. He has also served as Chairman, National Commission for Minorities from 2003 to 2006 as Union Cabinet of India Cabinet Minister status. He has also been member of National Human Rights Commission of India from 2003 to 2006, and also served as Vice Chairman of National Commission for Minorities from 2000 to 2003. Throughout his career, he has tirelessly advocated for the Sikh community, notably aiding in the rescue of Sikhs from Afghanistan and promoting Sikh history through publications and museum. He has traveled to the world to spread the teachings of Sikhism, including delivering lectures at Colby College in the US. His remarkable contributions to the nation were recognized with the Padma Bhushan awarded to him in 2021. So, these are very brief, but let me tell you, and the way the Sikh institutions are being taken, it is given equal opportunities to others. And I, working in a Sikh institution, I feel so privileged. The type of environment we are having with the leadership like Professor Sardar Talochan Singh sir is really immense. And I think other institutions should also learn that how the multicultural component can be actually nurtured in an institution, and our students are part of that, and ultimately they become part of the society who can make these things better visible at the national and global level. So welcome, sir. Over to you, please.
Thank you, Vimal. Actually, since the time is very short, you are too liberal for me and other guests. So what today, I first of all thank Professor Pani, he has left, that he is always there with us to not only to support the college, but to come out with new thoughts. Professor Ved Prakash is one of the founders of this scheme, and he has been a guide to us, including Professor Bakshi, who have helped us that this institute grows. All of you are professors, teachers working in various colleges. We should all be aware that how our Prime Minister, who is a real visionary, he may be expert in many other things, but this scheme where every Indian teacher is to go for a refresher course was his idea. And he has named this after Madan Mohan Malviya. All of you are aware that Madan Mohan Malviya was a real Indian freedom fighter, a man with the Indian history, who established Hindu college in Banaras. So that man who was a real educationist. So this whole scheme is named after him. And he is the one person who you will be all aware that when he founded that college, today we all work for secular, but one man in India, he invited a Sikh saint from Punjab to go and come to Banaras all the way to lay the foundation of Hindu college, Banaras. What more you can say how India work for the unity of all community. Now today's seminar, Vimal has already explained that she is the one. I must congratulate her for not only running the show, but involving everyone with her. The whole team of our college is to be praised for this. The principal Sahab, Guru Mahinder Singh, has just now spoken that what we are going to do. I only want to add, Vimal, I have learned that during last 1 week, so many people got Nobel Prize in science, economics. So our teacher should also know that who are they people. After all, they are the one who did research and got Nobel Prize. So we should also educate our teacher that how these people work on which subject they have done. Because in economics, chemistry, everywhere, people all over the world are coming at the top people. So we should also have one such lesson or subject during our discussion. The people should be aware that how people, they are also professors, they are also lecturers, and how they have risen to it. So you are also going to do this. You are trying to modern your method of everywhere. You want the teachers to know, and this center named after Guru Angad Ji, you are telling them to learn more. So I only, by welcoming all the teachers who are now listening, or those of your friends, this Guru Tegh Bahadur Khalsa College Center is your center. We are here only to serve, and serve as per the policy of Government of India, and with the help of all our members on the board and all of you. So India needs that our teaching staff, after next generation, depends upon you. If you are trained, you have the ability to do research, next generation will also gain. So again, I thank you all for joining us, and I wish you all success. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, so much. And your this idea, which we'll really work upon. And let me tell that in our Arpit course, we had some modules where we took the examples of the Nobel laureates, right from Alfred Nobel, how this Nobel Prize was instituted because of his own story. And that was delivered none other than by Professor Ved Prakash sir. Maybe I will share those modules with you. But yes, they had to be done in a continuum manner, because every year we are getting Nobel Prize. So not only the contributions they have, but how hardships they have gone through. That is also a learning, because all these big awards like Nobel Prizes cannot be taken unless and until you have that zeal of putting your everything into that concept, and that type of, I think, passion and the commitment it is required by all of us, which itself is a learning experience we should also share with our students, so that they also can take themselves to, if they identify which cause, I think they can be reaching to the greater height. So thank you so much, sir, for your blessings always. And now I will be moving further to another stalwart of education system, Professor Ved Prakash sir. Sir, welcome sir once again. We are so blessed to have you always and mentoring us, designing these programs, taking it further. And sir will be delivering the keynote address for this very particular refresher course. But before he does that, although again he doesn't need any introduction, but for the motivation of our participants who have joined, so that they also know what all routes and the various work they can look for themselves. Professor Ved Prakash sir has professional experience of more than 48 years in policy making, teaching, research, and administration. And he is a distinguished name in Indian Academia of unique distinction of spearheading University Grants Commission, which is the apex regulator of higher education. In its all the three top positions, chairman, vice chairman, and secretary for around 15 years. Under his stewardship, UGC made significant strides in the areas of curricular reforms, internationalization, basic scientific research, skill education, gender and social equity in higher education. And he has to his credit the transformation of NIPA into a university, where he also served as its founder vice chancellor. He has also made, if you look at the 48 years, he made seminal contribution also as advisor education in the Planning Commission of India, chairman of National Council for Teacher Education, professor and head DME-NCRT in the school education, where he also evolved the National Talent Search Examination and trained the teachers into preparing quality questions for checking the higher order thinking skill among students. As Joint Director of Staff Selection Commission, he has also worked as consultant to the World Bank and has been visiting faculty at University of Windsor, Canada, guest faculty at HIIT Harvard University, to name a few. He has also had the distinction of being an interlocutor under the prestigious US International Visitor Leadership Program, and also served as a member of the jury for a notable UNESCO EPID Venue Award for Educational Innovation for 10 long years. And he has represented India in numerous bilateral and multilateral forums in about 30 countries, and he has published extensively on wide spectrum of areas concerning not only the higher education, but also school education, education planning, and administration. And no doubt he has been conferred with various awards, and we truly feel to be awarded with your mentorship and blessings. Sir, please welcome, and over to you.
Thank you very much, Professor Vimal. You are too kind, and you somehow have developed the art of making the speaker very, very nervous, actually, by, giving a very long introduction, which is, to me, it's very unnerving, actually. Esteemed chairman of the Khalsa College, Sardar Trilochan Singh ji, my special respects to you, sir, that despite your busy schedule, you make it a point to come and bless all of us whenever we start any new program. And it is primarily because of your leadership, because of your love and affection, and the way you treat every individual of the institution with respect and dignity, that the Khalsa College has acquired a very special place at the national scene insofar as higher education is concerned. The kind of freedom that you have given to people like Professor Vimal, Professor Gurmohinder Singh, and all other faculty members is quite commendable, and I salute you for that, sir. I have seen very many leaders, but I have never ever come across with a visionary leader with great humility like you, sir. Very good morning to all the participants of this program. Respected Professor Gurmohinder Singh, Principal of Khalsa College, and Professor Vimal, Director of this program, Professor Bibu, who is one of the illustrious faculty members of the college, and all the participants of this refresher program. I deem it an honor and a very special privilege to be with you during the inaugural session of this refresher program. In any profession, I mean, training and experience, they are the critical components of the program which take the program forward. In education also, we have realized it long ago that besides having the degrees and qualifications, we also need orientation on a continuous basis. These are the opportunities which make us realize where do we stand insofar as the other institutions are concerned. These are also the opportunities for us to know in which direction the higher education is heading. And in these refresher programs, we also get an opportunity to interact with our senior colleagues. We can also learn a great deal by way of listening to the observations of the fellow colleagues from across the institutions. I think we need to realize the significance of these kinds of programs, and I would earnestly request each one of you to come forward and participate in these kinds of programs. They will give you the opportunity to introspect. They will give you the opportunity to discover yourselves. Where do we stand, and how can we ensure our relevance in the teaching profession, wherein we have to face newer challenges on day-to-day basis. There was a Greek philosopher, Heraclitus actually, who is credited with the idea that nothing is static in this world but change. More explicitly, I mean, he had said that everything changes and nothing remains still. And you can't step twice into the same stream. That is the extrapolation of the quote of Heraclitus, actually. We are now increasingly observing that the change in education, which is a crucial part of our life, is happening at much faster a pace. And while this rapid change in education is tossing very unusual kinds of challenges, it is also providing us novel opportunities. We, during our time, I mean, when we were in the colleges and universities, we were not facing the kinds of challenges which the younger generation, which you are going to face. And even with the present challenges, we are not very sure that these challenges will remain for some time before us, or we will have to face some newer challenges. And which is why we have to keep updating ourselves insofar as our knowledge in our area of specialization is concerned, insofar as the technological advancements are concerned, insofar as the newer modes of pedagogical processes, pedagogical aids, and newer techniques of assessment of human potential are concerned. Under the circumstances, those who would be thoughtfully responding to the present set of challenges will only be able to make gainful advantages. People, I mean, who are sitting in the position of authority, they have very high expectations from the colleges and the schools and the universities. And so much so that people also keep saying that if anything good happens in the society, the credit of that goes to the teachers. But as teachers, we also need to realize and understand that if something wrong happens in the society, then the discredit will also go to us. And mind you that this will be true for everyone, I mean, from micro level to major level and macro level. I mean, those who are steering the affairs of the universities and colleges, it will be a reflection on them for good or bad. And similarly, those who are governing the entire system of education. Currently, the Indian higher education system is passing through a very peculiar phase. On the one hand, it must face challenges arising out of the National Education Policy 2020, which has been in the public domain for over 4 years now. And on the other hand, it must face challenges arising out of international competition. Many people are of the opinion that we need not bother about what is happening at the international level, and we should not be comparing our institutions with the international institution. We should not be bothering about the global ranking system, which is in vogue for quite some time. But as a vibrant society, we cannot turn a blind eye as to what is happening around us. I mean, one can take a different view, but being an enlightened community, I mean, I think we need to keep our ears and eyes wide open. We should see what are the, in which direction the higher education is going at the global level. Where do we stand vis-a-vis the global benchmarking is concerned? These challenges become more threatening because of the growing cost of higher education, steadily declining resources from the provincial and the federal government, and also because of the diversification of campuses. We are getting children, I mean, from very diverse background. And who would know it better than you that each student has her own learning trajectory, and that he would require a very flexible learning pathway where he or she not only would expect multiple entry and multiple exit options. That is what we have provided we have underlined in the National Education Policy. But they would also like to have freedom to choose what to study and when to study and how to study and where to study. And therefore, it warrants flexible learning pathways. I mean, the leading universities of the world have come up with the different kinds of flexible learning pathways depending upon the requirements of the individual students, coming from very diverse culture, from very diverse nationalities, from diverse backgrounds. I mean, they are catering to the needs of the children coming from different places. These are the countries which are the most sought after destination insofar as higher education is concerned, like the United States of America, Canada, Australia, Great Britain, Germany. And in that league, some new hubs are also emerging, like Singapore and South Korea, China as well. China is hosting more than 500,000 international students on the campuses of their institutions. But due to constraint of time, I mean, it may not be possible for me to reflect on each and every aspect because the scope is very wide. But I'm going to flag only a couple of challenges which are posed by the National Education Policy. NEP has envisaged sustainable transformation into an equitable and vibrant knowledge society by providing access to high quality education to all. It looks very fashionable, actually. It looks very impressive. The semantics that is used to put these ideas together in a paragraph. Another concerning challenge is the implementation of three-language formula. We have been struggling hard since independence insofar as the implementation of three-language formula was concerned. There was a consensus made in 1960 during the conference of the chief ministers of the various states at that point in time. But till date, we have not been able to give it the shape that it deserved, and which is again a reflection on all of us. It continues to be a challenge even now. Another is that we have to address our persistent concern that we have to increase the gross enrollment ratio in higher education. I mean, when we got independence, the gross enrollment ratio in higher education was only 1%. And in 78 long years, we have just 28% mark. We are still 12 percentage point lesser than the global average, which happens to be 40%. But now in the national education policy, we have set a goal for ourselves that we will be attaining 50% gross enrollment ratio by 2035. 4 years have gone by. And in another 11 years, I mean, we are supposed to be achieving that target, which means that we shall have to grow at an annual growth rate of 4.2%, which is a tall order, but it is a doable position provided we utilize the residual capacity of existing institutions, which are not fully exploited, provided we set up newer institutions in areas wherein the institutional density per 100,000 population is very less, provided we fulfill the obligations of the ODL system, open and distance learning system, and online system of delivery, which warrants the academic responsibility, which warrants the technical responsibility, and which also warrants the social responsibility. If you enroll someone in an online program on 100% basis, and if that learner doesn't have access to the smart devices, the social responsibility warrants that smart devices should be made available to that learner. I do not know how many institutions of ours are ready to fulfill all these three obligations: academic, technical, and social. You may be knowing it because you are the part of the active system. I'm not. I'm moving around, visiting and interacting with some fellow colleagues, but you are the best person, I mean, to know that. We are a country of 144 crore people, wherein skilling of about 50 crore children in the age cohort of 3 to 24, because in the national education policy, we have said that we will give vocational orientation to education right from the school stage, and that every learner will be exposed to one or more vocational courses, and that by 2035, 50% of the students should be diverted towards vocational education. Some institutions have already introduced so-called skill enhancement courses, but those courses are not aligned with the national occupational standards and the qualification packs which are laid down by the sector skill councils. And if we continue with those kinds of programs, our students would not be able to find gainful employment overseas, because it requires comparability at the international level. Transformation of all universities and colleges into multi-faculty institution within 2030 is yet another Herculean task before us. We have a large number of single faculty institutions in our country. This would require massive investment if we are going to transform all existing institutions into multi-faculty institution. Another important challenge is about the intent that we will have only 3 sets of institutions: research-intensive universities and teaching-intensive universities, and autonomous colleges with the degree awarding powers. That is also, I mean, a very tall order. On the one hand, and on the other hand, I mean, we would be undermining some universities that they would not be capable of doing research. A university is an organization wherein universal knowledge must exist, and which should fulfill all the 3 obligations: teaching, research, and engagement with the society. Most of our institutions fall in the category of learning system, wherein the knowledge created elsewhere is transmitted and certified. Most of our institutions are not engaged with the community at all. They do not know what are the requirements of the people living around the campus of that institution. Most of the biggest problem is that we are not able to relate our teaching and learning with the social and physical conditions, and as a result of which what happens that we are neither able to create interest in the minds of the learners, nor we are able to promote engagement of the learners with their social milieu, nor we are able to promote creativity. We are charged that we are churning out tongue-tied children. We are churning out children who do not have the competencies and the skills which are needed by the modern world, which is a reflection on all of us. Now, further, we have also talked about that we will overcome this fragmentation of higher education, which we have done with great pride. We have come up with all kinds of universities in our country. Earlier we had agriculture universities as a separate block and the other universities as a separate block. But now you name and you will find a university. Name anything. Children universities are there. Teachers universities are there, railway universities are there, forensic universities are there, police universities, defense universities. We have made a mockery of the entire higher education system, the way we have fragmented higher education. As if the railway universities would not require the basic disciplines, as if they would not require language and humanities and social sciences. These are the issues which we need to reflect upon and need to come up with some alternative measures. Moving towards a more liberal, multidisciplinary undergraduate education of varying duration, right from 1 year to 2 year to 3 year to 4 year, with multiple entry and multiple exit options. Similarly, aligning the undergraduate programs with the master's program of 1 year duration or 2 year duration. Preparing research graduates through 4 year program would require a complete overhaul of existing curricular provisions and teaching strategies. I don't think we have sufficient number of universities which can prepare students for undertaking serious research after the bachelor's degree. So we'll have to tighten our belt, and we will have to revisit the existing curricular provisions and create and designs the kind of curriculum that is warranted to prepare a student for further research. Every student will have to participate in research at the undergraduate level. Only then we can hope that they would be able to come up with a good research proposal. They would be able to understand the requirements of the serious research. How to write a research paper, what is the difference between the citation and a reference, those kinds of things. Introduction of a new system to develop a robust merit-based tenure track promotion and salary structure system with multiple salary levels to ensure excellence would be yet another challenge. We have talked about it, but I have not seen anywhere any discourse insofar as this change in the national education policy is concerned, which at times give me the feeling that some of the recommendations have been made just for the sake of making a recommendation. If we are really serious about it, I think there are models available at the global level. We should see what components from those global models would be applicable in our own context, and having regard to the context, Indian context, we should come up with our own model. Now, we shall also have to address the issue of perceived notion of disputed equivalence, not only between formal face-to-face system and the open and distance learning mode, but now also between them and the online modes of delivery system, because you have added one more mode of delivery now. And the perceived notion of disputed equivalence continues even today, insofar as the two conventional modes are concerned. One we had inherited, from the earlier system. The another one we had introduced in 60s when we came up with these correspondence courses and open and distance learning mode. So the disparities and the kind of perception that is there in the public about the pass outs of the children from these different models, I think we need to concentrate on that and make appropriate interventions so that the children passing out from any system, they do not get discredited by the world of work. We will have also to take abundant precautions and work hard in designing and developing different learning management systems. I'm happy that Professor Vimal has identified 12 different themes for this refresher program, and a couple of them are relating to the information and communication technology, be it artificial intelligence or learning management system or digital platform or online mode of learning, or development of the e-content in 4 quadrants, wherein you have the text, you have the simulations, you have exercises, and you also have the visuals. Internationalization of higher education in the real scheme is another challenge that we have to respond to. Each higher educational institution, I'm not going to reflect on the internationalization in a great detail. But we are hosting hardly 47,000 international students. We have to come up with very proactive policy to attract the international students. China has done tremendous progress, tremendous progress in this aspect. China today is hosting more than 500,000 international students. Forget about the United States of America, which continues to be the most sought after destination for centuries. They are hosting more than 1 million actually international students. So we have to work on different fronts actually. For instance, our institutions are not in the habit of developing a perspective plan. If you do not have a perspective plan, how would you trade on that path of progress actually? And therefore, in the national education policy, we have said that each institution will have to prepare an institutional development plan within a fixed time frame. University Grants Commission has also come up with some guidelines which provide you the idea as to what goes into the making of an institutional development plan. How are you going to make the assessment? Where do you stand vis-a-vis others? Where would you like to reach in 365 days from hence? And what should be the guiding principles when you move forward? Similarly, each institution has to digitally store credits earned for the purpose of developing academic bank of credit. That is also a challenge. Though the UGC has done some work in this aspect, and institutions are now obliged to submit the data at the national level, but not substantial progress has been made thus far. We have also talked about the regulatory provisions in the national education policy. We have envisaged that we will have the Higher Education Commission of India with 4 verticals. One is going to be the National Accreditation Council, which will be a meta organization, which will be issuing licenses to multiple agencies. Since we have a very large number of higher educational institutions, the NAC or the NBA, they are not able to accredit individual institution in a time-bound manner. So we need many more agencies, and as a result of which it was proposed that we will have the National Accreditation Council. We have also proposed to establishing the General Education Council, which will be responsible for laying down norms and standards and the other statutory bodies, they will be the members of that organization. We'll have only one regulator now in the form of council, National Higher Education Regulatory Council, and there will be National Higher Education Grants Council. So there are going to be 4 councils as verticals of the Higher Education Commission of India. We are yet to come up with a I think the blueprint is ready with the government, but the government has not yet introduced it into the parliament. Hopefully they will do it soon, and sooner they do it, better would it be. Otherwise, there would be a lull, and the regulatory bodies would not be able to do their job. We have also talked about making a vibrant National Educational Technology Forum, NETF, for free exchange of ideas, and I am given to understand that they have done some work, and you can go to their website and you can find out what benefits can you draw out of the work that this organization has done. Proper orientation of teachers for the development of e-content, hybrid mode of teaching and learning is yet another challenge. One of the thrust areas for the government is about the faculty development program, the refresher program. They have identified some organizations like the Khalsa College and many other. I think there are about 114. They have been entrusted with the responsibility of training and orienting 1.5 million teachers in the country. I understand Professor Vimal has been making a seminal contribution. Her center has thus far covered more than 100,000 teachers and given some kind of orientation. There are very few such centers which have covered such a large number of teachers in the orientation program. The another challenge of the national education policy is that about the interdisciplinary teaching and learning. I mean, interdisciplinary teaching and learning is this is not a new phenomenon in the Western world. I mean, it has emerged as a major program in the leading universities of the world, but we have not embraced it. This is also a challenge for us because there are numerous benefits of switching over from the conventional mode of teaching and learning to interdisciplinary mode of teaching and learning. When students start assimilating the knowledge from different disciplines, when they start connecting the theories and laws and principles of across the disciplines, they would be able to understand the nuances of that and nuanced perspective. They will develop the nuanced perspective and they will be in a better position to address the real world complex problems. Without interdisciplinary teaching and learning, we cannot resort to interdisciplinary research, actually, which is the call given by the UNESCO and which is the trend at the global level, because the new knowledge in present times lies at the intersections of different disciplines, and therefore we have to switch over from the conventional, disciplinary mode of teaching and learning to interdisciplinary mode of teaching and learning and interdisciplinary research. I mean, there are challenges involved in it, undoubtedly. I mean, when you are bringing a physics person with a chemistry person and combining both of them with the life sciences person and ask them to develop an integrated curriculum, ask them to, come up with the thematic approach, ask them to resort to project-based teaching and learning, ask them to go in for team teaching. There are challenges, but it is a worthwhile endeavor. That is what I wish to point out. Similarly, I mean, the real world जो complex problems हैं, they cannot be addressed on the strength of a single discipline in the present time. And which is why you would also see that if you see the data of the past 2 decades of the Nobel Prize winners, you will find that majority of the Nobel Prize winners are those who have defied the basic boundaries of a particular discipline. And therefore, I would earnestly request you to think about it, to reflect on this aspect, to learn the art of developing an interdisciplinary research project. That is the biggest challenge. Only then we would be able to increase our share in global research. If you see the share of China in global research, some of you might surprise that they have outranked the United States of America. China is publishing more than 1 million research papers annually. Their share in global research is close to 20%, 19.78 or 87, I think, is their global share. You can Google and find it out. Whereas the share of the United States in global research is only 17%, 17.5%. The share of UK in global research is less than 8%. Our share in global research is about 8%. We are publishing about 275,000 research papers annually. But there is another factor associated with it. You might ask questions to me at a later stage, but let me tell you, it is primarily because of the kind of investment that is made by different nations. For instance, the United States of America is investing 3.46% of their GDP on research. Great Britain is spending 2.98% of their GDP on research. China is spending 2.46% of their GDP on research. And I mean, we are spending only 0.65% of the GDP on research. But see one thing, with such a lower investment, we are still able to reach to 8% share in global research. We have such a talented workforce that if the government draws some lesson out of it, I think we can outrank many leading countries if we increase the investment on research and development. 0.65% is nothing actually. And the national aspiration is to compete with these international organizations, with the leading nations of the world. We cannot compete in this fiercely competitive world without appropriate investment on education in general and research and development in particular. We have been talking about this Kothari Commissions. We have been reiterating the recommendation which was made by Kothari Commission in 1966 that we must spend 6% of the GDP on education in a phased manner. But Kothari Commission's report came in 1966. And since then, we have come up with various commissions, various committees, and every time we are reiterating that recommendation. The time has come that the government of India now set up a fresh committee to ascertain the quantum of resources required to support the kind of gigantic system that we have created today. We have more than 19 lakh schools in this country. 88 lakhs teachers are engaged in the sector of school education alone. We have, 56,000 higher educational institutions in the form of standalone institutions and central universities, state universities, deemed to be universities, institutions of national importance, and colleges, and 1.5 million teachers engaged in the sector of higher education. I think we should set up a fresh committee to ascertain the amount of resources that is required to provide quality education to 27 crore children in the school sector and about 8 crore children in higher education, because we have set up a goal that we are going to double the gross enrollment ratio by 2035, which means that if your gross enrollment ratio is going to be 50, that means that every second person in the age cohort of 18 to 24 will be on the campus of one of the institutions. I mean, I do not know how much time. Professor Vimal, how much time do I have? I think I can go on and on, but let me tell you that similarly, if you look at the gender equalities, at the national level, the girls have outranked the boys insofar as gross enrollment ratio in higher education is concerned. But many a time when we look at the aggregated figures, we lose the sight of the problem and grip of the problem. If you see the participation rates of girls in STEM disciplines, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, if you see the participation rates of girls in premier institutions like IITs and ICERs and AMS, you find that their participation rate is 12 percentage point lesser than that of boy. That is a challenge before us. If you look at the participation rates of the children with physical disabilities, we find that it is half of those without disabilities. If you look, I mean, the bachelor's degree holder in our country with physical disability as against 18% and 20% in places like US and UK, only 6% physically disabled boys and 3% disabled girls in our country are bachelor's degree holder. The lower participation rates of girls in STEM disciplines and premier institutions and the lower participation rates of the children with physical disabilities not only requires interventions at the higher education level, it also requires appropriate interventions at the school stage, so that the girls can be guided towards the exact sciences. And we can increase the transition rates of girls and the physically challenged children from the secondary sector to the post-secondary sector. These are the things, I mean, lesser you talk about the global ranking, better it is, because none of our institutions falls in the top 100 insofar as any global ranking is concerned. The only institutions that fall in the higher category, lesser than 100 actually, in the second bracket of first 200, we find it's only the IITs. Universities are not figuring there. And this time I was so surprised that even the QS ranking 2025, I found that Indian Institute of Science Bangalore, which is one of the prestigious institutions of ours, and we are very proud of that, that has been ranked 211th this time. So it also raises questions about the credibility of these commercial organizations, which are ranking institutions at a global level. Let me say what is the way forward, actually. I'll take 3 or 4 minutes for that. We all know that education is a subject that has continued to evolve and extended its reach since the dawn of human history. And our leaders of the freedom movement era were fully aware about the significance of education, and which is why you would have found that education, equality, and social justice were the main subjects of discourse during freedom struggle. But these subjects seem to have not received desired attention after independence, which is why we continue to live in a highly stratified society, which is wherein the chances of individuals' mobility are very, very narrow and very, very restricted. And it is neither good from the political perspective nor from the economic perspective for any country. And therefore, our challenges are monumental. I mean, even Kothari Commission warned about the further stratification of society. Education is the only means of human empowerment. And when you empower someone, actually, their empowerment, the empowerment of our children, I mean, their prosperity, in fact, is our strength. and their contentment is our security, and their gratitude is our reward. That is all I would like to say. I have highlighted some of the issues so that you can deliberate upon it, you can think about it, you can write your pieces on these different kinds of challenges that we are facing insofar as higher education is concerned. I hope that in this refresher program, you will get an opportunity to ask questions from the speakers who are going to interact with you, who are going to reflect on different aspects. And you would also be able to make your own observations. So I hope that during the course of this, you will learn something significant. You will get some good message. You will motivate yourself. Don't expect that someone is going to motivate you. I mean, it has to be inner motivation. But one thing is for sure that I would like to say, our life, our time was much easier than your. I'm not frightening you, but the reality is that you are going to have many more challenges which are not even anticipated today. If you are going to be in the service for the next 20 years, we cannot visualize what would be the shape and size of the world, what kind of competencies would be required, what kind of amendments you will have to make insofar as your skills and competencies are concerned. We were very lucky fellows because we will borrow the notes from our fellow colleagues. We'll continue to use those notes for 30 long years, 35 long years, and now we are enjoying the pension. But your time is going to be harder than that of ours. And your children are going to face much more difficult a world, actually. Because, all right, I leave only. I should not be scaring you that much. So over to Professor Vimal. I think she seems to have disappeared. Is there anyone to...
Yes.
From the organizer's side?
Yes, sir, I'm here. Sanchita.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your
I think I have taken
really
more time.
enlightening words. Thank you so much.
If you have any questions, I would be more than happy to answer to your questions.
That would be great. Participants, do you want to ask any questions from Professor Ved Prakash, sir? Any questions so far? Any doubts that you want to ask? You can write it in the chat box, or we can make some arrangement to unmute you and you can ask your doubts. All right.
No questions?
No questions, sir. I
This
think
is-
they
this
were
is-
very carefully listening and are
This-
just in awe of all this. Rarely a speaker is somebody who empathizes with us as to how the teachers of this generation are facing difficulties.
Yes, yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
So I am Sanchita Deendra.
But with these challenges, you also have wonderful opportunities, actually.
Yes, sir.
If there is a burning desire in your belly, you can outrank your competitors, actually. And
Yes.
one thing is said about competition: if you do not compete, you create competition.
Right.
Okay? Because humans have a very general tendency not to be stretching beyond the comfort zones. It's a general tendency with everyone, actually.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Who wants to wake up early morning at 5 o'clock?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who wants to go in for a brisk walk or I mean, do exercise? It's painful. I mean, it's torturing. It's fine. I mean, the moment you get up from the bed, you need a cup of tea, and then you need delicious breakfast and go for work. And then what happens that after mid 50s, after 50s or 60s, we develop, I mean, all kinds of problems then. Okay. So you have to, as a good human being, you have to stay put, very, very fit. That is very important for each one of us, whether we are in teaching profession or in any other profession. And then, I mean, the way knowledge is expanding, actually, it is not expanding, it is exploding, actually.
Yes, sir.
It's exploding. And let me tell you that we were caught unaware by the technological advancements in mid-80s. We had not seen the computers before mid-80s. And when the computers were given to us, many of us were not coming forward, actually, to sit in front of those computers.
Right.
But now, can you imagine someone who does not know how to handle the mouse? And the mouses have also disappeared now. You are using only the fingertip. Okay.
Yes.
So, and you do not know, I mean, what will happen in another 5 years or 10 years, the way, I mean, the man who, the scientist who got the Nobel Prize in artificial intelligence, he's a physicist, basically. You read his article, he says that I have got an unnerving fear about artificial intelligence. While it is going to make things easier for the human beings, it is also creating, I mean, a catastrophe. That is, he did not use that word. I'm not able to recall the word that he has used. I mean, so these are the challenges before us. All right. Thank you very much, Professor
Thank
Dina.
you. Thank you so much, sir.
There are no questions. Huh?
So if you allow me, I would want to ask a question.
Yes, please go ahead. Go ahead.
So what was the most difficult decision that you had to take as the UGC chairman? You worked for such a long time for UGC. So
To
taken some very difficult
reverse the 4-year program into 3-year program.
Right.
Let me be very honest.
Thank you, sir, for your insights. Not only at the
That was the most stupid decision. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
But it was beyond me, actually.
Thank you so much, sir, for this enlightening session. You not only told us about how to prepare for the challenges, listing the challenges, but also told us our limitations and as how these higher education institutions are lacking in producing quality research, producing good published research, and producing quality researchers as well. Just a few days back, I was reading an article on how in Western nations there is even facilities for counseling of these researchers. That since research is such a lonely process at times, these countries have counselors who help these researchers navigate through those difficult times. But nobody talks about all these things in our universities. But you very rightly pointed out on all these limitations of these higher education institutions in guiding researchers and how to produce quality research in our country by working on these limitations. It was a very, very interesting session, sir. We look forward to hearing more of your insights, having more of your knowledge, and listening more about your experiences.
Oh, this is a refresher course, actually, so I will not be of any use because I've forgotten my own subject, chemistry. Actually, I do not know anything because I have been into the administration for such a long time. So, but you will have people like Professor Bakshi, I mean, who are from the basic discipline. They would be reflecting on different aspects.
So thank you
Right.
so much,
Thank
sir. Let me add here that it was such an insightful session. And not only you have touched upon the global perspective and the NEP, but you also mentioned that how as teachers we have to be now changing. And sir, this refresher course, let me again clear, it is not a chemistry refresher or subject specific. Here we have multidisciplinary where all subject teachers are there. And we are really looking forward to your other sessions also. And the focus is only on the teaching, learning, pedagogies, and the research methodology that we will be undertaking. So, as you mentioned, so the earlier one was the chemistry refresher course, but this one is a multidisciplinary, and we will be seeking your support in further session as well. So thank you so much, sir,
You're welcome.
for giving this keynote address and setting the pace for the entire refresher course.
Mm.
And I
Ask-
convey thanks. Yes.
Ask questions from the speakers, actually. Don't let them go just like that.
So I'll add one component that some marks apart from the attendance, let me work on this aspect, sir, where the teachers who are interacting, we will be taking a note of for their assessment. I think the same strategy they can apply in your classroom also.
They are not.
Because unless or
not,
until we make the
no,
students
no, no,
ask question, yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do. I will never advise you to do that. They are not the children, actually.
Or maybe that strategy we can guide them for their own classroom practices, because the students have to be really motivated to ask question. Many times they are not able to frame question, so that
No,
should not be a hindrance. Actually.
No, it should not. It should not be hindered. Many a time we shy away because we think that I may not be able to come up with a very pointed question,
Yeah.
but one should never ever shy away for that. Asking questions is very, very important. You may not get the correct answer, actually. So the answer is not important. Questions are more important. Okay? If X has not come up with an answer, Y would come up with an answer. Or at a later stage, you yourself would come up with an answer of your own question, isn't it? Because we are all equals. I mean, there is nothing of the teaching and learning of the earlier times, when it was considered to be a transfer of knowledge from a better known to a lesser known. That is no longer valid now. That is no longer valid. Okay, thank you very much. I wish all of you all the very best and great good luck. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sanchita. You will propose a vote of thanks, the inaugural?
Yes, ma'am.
Please do, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
All right.
A very good morning to all of you. I am Sanchita Dhingra. I'm an assistant professor at SGTB Khalsa College. On behalf of the entire organizing team of UGC-MMTTC and the SGTB Khalsa College, I would be taking this opportunity to propose the formal vote of thanks. At the outset, I would like to thank our honorable chief guest, Professor Balram Pani. Sir, thank you so much for gracing the occasion with your valuable presence. Thank you so much for taking out time from your busy schedule and joining us today to wish us the best for the academic endeavor we have just embarked on, this refresher course. Thank you so much for your words of wisdom, and we look forward to having you many more times in the future. Next, I would like to express the sincerest and heartfelt gratitude to our chairman, Sir Sardar Tarlochan Singh Ji, the guest of honor for today's inaugural session. So you are always the guiding light. How you have done so much for our community, for our college, for the students, for the teachers. You always encourage us to walk on the right path and to work in better and better ways. Today, you talked about so many things. You talked about the importance of the teacher training, right? How we need to continuously change with the changing needs of education, and being the chairman of the college and you emphasizing on these training sessions and the need for training, it always guides us and it always encourages us to plan more such refresher courses. Thank you so much, Sardar Tarlochan Singh, sir, for joining us today. Next, I would like to express the sincerest gratitude to our keynote speaker, Professor Ved Prakash, sir. He talked at length about the challenges in education, about the limitations of the higher education institutions, about the need to continuously adapt to the changing dynamics of the education system. He also talked about the internationalization of education. So in a possibly very less time, he talked about so many things and we learned so much from him. Thank you so much, Ved Prakash sir, for enlightening us today. Next, I thank our respected principal, sir, Professor Gurmohinder Singh ji. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us today and encouraging us to have a good start on this refresher course. Sir talked about the 3 pillars of academic excellence: teaching, learning, and the academic research. And he encouraged us to embark on the path of all these 3 pillars. Thank you so much, Principal Sir, for your words of wisdom and for encouraging us. Thank you, sir. And nothing is complete without you, Vimal ma'am. My sincerest gratitude to you for being the guiding light of all such refresher courses. Sometimes it's really surprising and at the same time very motivating to see how you so precisely execute all this, your meticulous planning that results in the execution of all such refresher courses. You are the strongest pillar of GAD-MMTTC, ma'am, and you work so hard to keep this flag hosting high. Thank you so much, ma'am, and you inspire every one of us to keep working hard and train many more teachers, help organize all such training sessions. Thank you so much, Vimal ma'am. And to my mentor, to my guide, Professor Vibhu Prasad Sahu, with whom this all becomes less, with the help of whom this all becomes more convenient and more flexible. Thank you so much, Sahu sir, for working so hard to make all these refresher courses so encouraging, planning the topics that must be taught in all these refresher courses. Thank you so much for your unwavering commitment, Sahu sir. And lastly, I would like to thank the organizing team members, Durga sir, Rachna ma'am from Gargi College, Durga sir from Northeastern University, Harshmita. Thank you so very much, everyone, for agreeing to help us on all this project. And this all would not have been possible without your support, without your participation. All the participants, thank you so much for joining in such encouraging numbers. Thank you for being so attentive throughout the inaugural session. I promise you all that all these sessions for the upcoming days would be full of learning for you all. You would be learning so much through all these 15 days of the refresher course. There'll be a variety of topics for you all. You would be there'll be excellent speakers who would be coming to guide you on all these topics. We'll be talking about ICT tools, about the learning pedagogies, about the research methodology tools, and many, many more such topics. Thank you, participants, for joining us in such great numbers. I hope you all have an enriching experience through this refresher course. I wish you all the very best. And with this vote of thanks, we close the inaugural session and we look forward to the first session on which is going to be today.
Let me add here, Sanchita. Thanks to also UGC and Ministry of Education for giving us this very big opportunity to serve our fellow colleague. And to all the participants, and let me be honest here that we are not able to take all because within 3 days of floating our poster, there had been 295 registrations, and out of which we have only given opportunity to you on either that because the requirement is the FIP should be complete and the your promotion should be due. So we have given the preference to them. So what I will request all of you is, if you are not in that requirement, urgent requirement, please let our office know that you are opting out. Just a free registration does not mean that we do it irresponsibility, a way that we just fill up and then we don't complete the program. So please, those who are not able to complete the program, let us know by today evening, so that there are many teachers who are in the waiting verge. We will take them on board. So it's a humble request. If you should be completing, and if you are not able to complete and yet you are occupying the seat, we will not be letting you in any of our future program. I am keeping a database of the teachers who just fill the forms and are not able to complete. So please, we request your cooperation, that you have to be sincerely attending all the sessions with your videos on. And the other requirement I'll be telling in detail in my Saturday session, which I'll be taking on the theme, as well as giving you the FTP completion requirement. But for today, please introspect yourself. You have to be attending all these sessions without fail. And if you're not able to do, please let us know, so that we can give the opportunity to all others. And thank you so much, Dr. Sanchita. And special thanks goes to Professor Bibu and the entire organizing team. Sanchita has taken the name. I'm not, actually, I'm on way right now. So thank you so much, and wishing you all the very best, so that we all learn in the process. And wherever you feel you need our support, we are here. My entire technical team with Himanshi, Shrutika, Ankit, Gayatri, they all will be there in your WhatsApp group. And any assistance you need, there will not be any problem. We'll be all going through this but the only condition is that you have to be proactive in participating as well as completing this program. So best wishes and thank you. I think we close, and the next session, Sanchita, you can take it with Professor Bibu as guidance. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you, Vimal ma'am. Thank you so much.
When is the next session, ma'am?
Sorry.
Ma'am, when will be the next session?
The next session is going to be at 1:30 now.
Okay.
Generally, we'll be having sessions from 9:30. So every day, not generally, in fact, every day there will be a session from 9:30 to 11 o'clock. Then from 11 to 12:30, another session. From 12:30 to 1:30, there is going to be a lunch break. And then from 1:30 to 3 o'clock, and then from 3 to 4:30. So there are going to be sessions across from 9:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. with a lunch break in between from 12:30 to 1:30. Today, since it's the first day and we had an inaugural session today, after this inaugural session, there is an extended lunch break today, and we'll be beginning the first session today at 1:30. So you are all requested to join by 1:30. Just before you all leave for the inaugural session, I wanted to brief you up quickly about some essentials of this refresher course. One, I briefly told you about the schedule of lectures throughout the day. We'll be beginning at 9:30 and we'll be closing by 4:30 p.m. You have to be present in all these sessions. You have to be attentive with your videos on. And as Vimal ma'am said, if you think your schedules are such that you would not be able to do this refresher course in this way which we are expecting you to, then you are expected to withdraw from this, write an email to the TLC team, withdraw, and let the other people who are in the waiting list join for this refresher course. This is for you, it might be just free registration, but for us, there are a lot of resources being invested when we conduct a refresher course like this, and there are plenty abundant teachers who are waiting for an opportunity to get trained in such refresher courses. So please take this seriously. If you can't, or if you are unable to devote this much time to, let's say, around 72 hours of commitment to all this daily sessions of the refresher course, please think through it. In addition to your daily attendance, there are going to be some assessment criteria as well. There are going to be 2 quizzes at the end of the refresher course. There are going to be 2 quizzes that you have to appear in and also qualify those 2 quizzes to be eligible for a certificate of this refresher course, that you have successfully completed all the requirements of the refresher course. So you will be appearing in 2
quizzes,
quizzes.
Sanchita?
Yes, sir.
One presentation and 2 quizzes, right?
Yes, sir. I'll
And that
also tell them.
presentation must be uploaded also.
Yes, sir. I'll tell them about the presentation. So the minimum requirement is 2 quizzes and 1 presentation. So these are micro teach presentations. Each of the participant would be assigned a topic for presentation. We'll be soon giving you the list of those topics with the participant's name. So against every participant's name, there is going to be a topic assigned to them. The topics are obviously going to be on the realm of the dimension which we are working on. So tools and techniques of research methodology and the teaching learning pedagogy which we are working on. So various topics from this area only will be assigned to you, and you will be giving us a presentation, a small brief presentation on that topic with your videos on, with your camera on, and there are going to be judges who are going to be judging you on those presentations. You would also be required to upload those presentations. We'll tell you the details about this in the next session. For now, I am just very briefly telling you about an overview of your assessment of this refresher course. So, also you were saying something?
So far as the presentation is concerned, it is mandatory. And so far as the assessment criteria is concerned, 50% weightage will be given to the presentation and 50% weightage will be given to the quizzes, right?
Yes, sir.
It's a request to all the participants, participate so far as presentation is concerned. Topic will be allotted soon. And most probably from Saturday onwards, we'll start the presentation. We'll soon allot the topic, right? And whosoever will not be able to present the presentation, he or she might not get the completion certificate. As per the UGC requirement, that presentation needs to be uploaded in our my class site, right? So how to upload the things, our technical team will clarify the procedures, how to upload, how to handle the e-class, right? Most probably tomorrow, right? Any other query, if you would like to ask me, then you can ask me. And in the coming days, as Sanchita said, that we'll be able to complete all the research process and the teaching learning aspect of day-to-day life of professors or teachers, right? And I would like to complete all the research process, plagiarism, quantitative research, right? How to write good research paper, how to publish and where to publish. All part of the research process we would like to cover in the coming days. And so far as teaching learning is concerned, what is flipped learning, what is flipped classroom, how to make videos, what is hot potato, how to handle the class, how to handle the Google Classroom, etc. All kind of techniques you will learn in the coming days. And from today, you'll get an extended launch. The next session will start from 1:30 p.m. The resource person would he will teach you ICT tool in the teaching learning, right? Sanchita.
So participants, if you have any doubts at this stage, you can drop your questions in the chat.
Dr. Snehalata, can you ask? You would like to ask me anything?
यस सर एक्चुअली मैं हिंदी सब्जेक्ट की हूँ, तो लिटरेचर सब्जेक्ट की हूँ, तो मेरा प्रेजेंटेशन जो है वो हिंदी में होगा, तो इट इज ओके।
हिंदी में होगा मैडम, डोंट वरी, हिंदी में होगा। यू विल बी अलॉटेड ए टॉपिक टू, वी विल अलॉट ए टॉपिक टू यू, उसको आप हिंदी में प्रेजेंट कर सकते हैं।
यस, मैं हिंदी में प्रेजेंट करना चाहूंगी।
नो वरी, नो वरी।
जो भी टॉपिक होगा मेरे हिंदी लिटरेचर और हिंदी लैंग्वेज के थ्रू होगा, तो मेरे लिए आसान।
You can relate the Hindi subject towards the teaching learning and what is the importance of Hindi in the coming NEP. You can get a subject like this, right?
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Any other query the participant would like to ask me?
This is actually a very valid and a relevant question from all the participants. You all would be from different disciplines, since it's a multidisciplinary course. Somebody might be from mathematics, somebody might be from English, somebody might be from Punjabi. So that should not bar you from anything. Whatever topic is assigned to you, you just need to present your
views,
your discipline's view on that topic. So if, let's say, we give you a presentation topic as to ICT tools that you use in class, तो आप अपने subject में जैसे भी उस ICT tool को use करते हैं, या आपके उस ICT tool के बारे में क्या views हैं?
And the maximum time for the presentation is 7 to 8 minutes, not more than that. So you are supposed to prepare not for the more than 10 to 12 minutes. Right? And so far as quizzes are concerned, you'll be given 30 each, two quiz set, and you are supposed to answer. You'll be given a prescribed time, and within that period, you're supposed to complete all the assessment criteria. Once you complete all the assessment criteria, we'll allot the certificate to you as per the marks, and the grading will be done. So grading will be done as per the marks you will get from the presentation, which will be awarded by the experts, and the quiz from the quizzes, which will be computed by computer. So in the aggregation of the marks, as per the aggregation of the mark, you will be get the grading A, B, or like this. Any other query?
We have a query in the chat box from Vidyut Singh about how will they be getting updates about the links of the Zoom. Is anyone from the technical team around? Shrutika, are you there? How are participants going to be given the Zoom links? Are the Zoom links different?
We'll get Zoom links in the groups. We'll create a WhatsApp group. Every day they will get a Zoom link there. And the feedback box also, feedback link also they will get from the link.
Right, since South sir just reminded me of the feedback. So in your Google, in your WhatsApp group, you would every day be getting some feedback, some links to the feedback form that you have to mandatorily fill, right? So you have to provide feedback of every session on those on day-wise feedback links that are sent to you. Please make sure that you fill those feedback forms on a daily basis. There are no links to attendance, Neha ma'am. Your attendance is automatically recorded when you attend a Zoom class like this. So whoever has joined the Zoom lecture today, it's recorded, and whoever has not joined the Zoom lecture today, that's also recorded. So it's automatic attendance. There is no such link on which you have to mark your attendance. You have to connect from 9:30 to 4:30 on a daily basis. That's your attendance. You have to listen through all the sessions, and if you are, let's say, for some reason, you got disconnected, there are some network issues, as somebody said, so then the YouTube recordings of the daily sessions would also be provided to you, and you can have access to those YouTube recordings and cover up that part that you missed because of some network issue. But you have to be present every day from 9:30 to 4:30. Any other doubt, anyone? We will be giving you more details about where the quizzes will come, about where the presentation needs to be uploaded. There is going to be a learning management system which we are going to be using, My eClass. We'll be getting the login IDs to the My eClass. We'll be explaining you thoroughly through the entire process. There is no need to worry. Some of you might not be very technical, technology friendly. You might have those apprehensions. There's no need to worry. We will explain you everything. No problem. Any other doubt, anyone? Right, I think, sir.
Yes. Okay, friends. Now you are supposed to join by 1:30 p.m. today. There will be a lecture will be delivered by Professor Arun Julka. He will discuss ICT tool, importance of ICT tool in the teaching learning. It will be a hands-on session, right? So I believe, thank you very much for attending the session, attending the inaugural session. So we'll meet on mid by 1:40 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sahu sir. Thank you so much, participants.
With this, we are going to wind up the inaugural session. Thank you, all the participants, for attending the session. Thank you. You can leave.
Thank you, sir.